Good morning and welcome to Madeline's Life Management. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about some things I've learned after being married for 1 year. So my first tip that I actually learned while reading a book called The Empowered Wife is something that surprised me, and it might even surprise you, and that is to know what you desire and to do those things. Our actual recommendation is to do 3 things that make you happy every single day. So reading this, I thought, I'm just gonna give it a try. You don't wanna be telling your friends and family, hey, I'm gonna be doing things I love just because to better my marriage. I started just writing down things that I desire, things that I enjoy, and it really helped me not feel guilty because I'm like, you know what? I'm enjoying what God has created, and that kind of helped me get over the selfish hump, if you will. Like he wants to make me happy. He sees it as his job. I feel like in the past I would have been like, oh no, it's your birthday, let me handle it. But I've decided that if his desire and purpose is to make me happy and it will make me happy and joyful, then I'm gonna let him do that for me. Because I would hate 10 years down the road for me to say, no, I don't need help so many times that he stops offering. But anyway, so I tried this for 2 weeks, and after the first day, I noticed a difference in our marriage. And our marriage was just so effortless. I found myself laughing with him and joking around and having such a good time. I want to paint my nails. I never paint my nails. I want to paint my nails. So I painted my nails. And by the time Blake got back, first of all, I'd completed everything that I normally feel like I don't have time for. I'd gotten everything done and I still had energy. And when he came through the door, I ran up and I jumped and I threw my arms around him. I'm like, it's so good to see you. And we hung out and we laughed and we had so much fun. And he ended up putting off studying until I fell asleep that day, just because I think he was just we were having so much fun and laughing and joking and making out, and I'm married, it's okay. There wasn't that much improvement to do, but we're just laughing so much more. We're having so much fun. We're enjoying our time so much together. And it feels like in the beginning when we had all those chemicals, your man loves to see you happy. He loves, when my husband sees me happy, he feels like he is accomplished and doing a really good job, which he is anyway, but it's not his job to make me happy. And when we were engaged, I realized that when I was really missing him, the only thing that would work and take that resentment, because sometimes I felt like a failure when I missed him because I knew that he was going to med school and I wouldn't get the amount of time that I normally had with him. But in those moments that I missed him, I started turning to my Bible after reading Sacred Marriage. I think that was the book that made me start going to my Bible when I missed him. And I would stop missing with him and I would feel fulfilled and we would still have this great marriage. And when he came home, I could be present and love him. I didn't understand good communication, and I thought communication was just kind of mouth vomit, was just telling him everything on my mind or anything, or immediately when I was offended. I thought that's what good communication was, and it's not. That's word vomit communication. And I think people are like, communication is key. No, good communication is key. Trust your man to take out the trash. And why that sticks in my mind is because that's a phrase I use in my head. In our marriage relationship, it's Blake's responsibility to take out the trash and it's my responsibility to do the laundry. And that is always how it has been. And I, to this day, have never taken out the trash since we've been married. To this day, Blake has never done the laundry since we've been married. And sometimes Blake has a lot going on and the trash is overflowing and it smells, and I do not take out the trash. I leave it there because that's a point of respecting my husband. I would have taken it out once the lid can't close. But if I tell him that, it's criticizing the way he takes out the trash. And then if I do it myself, it's also disrespectful because it's saying you're not doing it properly or you're not doing it up to your standards. And heaven forbid that someday he thinks that he can't match my standards, or why would he try when I'm gonna do it anyway? And then he ends up not doing the trash, and now that's another thing on my list that's stressful. No one knows Blake better than I do right now at this time in his life because I am his wife and I spend every day with him. And so if I don't trust him with something as simple as taking out the trash, what is that saying? That's saying that I don't believe that my husband is responsible and competent, and who would know better than the person he lives with? I have found that when my space is clean and organized, it's easier to relax and have fun with my husband. I make it a priority to keep my space clean, but I also know that if it's not for one day, Blake's not gonna judge, and he probably will jump on the bandwagon and help. Pride is the enemy. I feel like pride is the enemy in so many circumstances, but especially in marriage. Ask the other person what they want in a disagreement. When you guys aren't in a disagreement, say, hey, when you're upset, when you're hurt with me, what do you want me to do? If I'm like disrespectful and I can see him deflate, I immediately run over and I wrap my arms around him. I'm like, Blake, I'm so sorry for being disrespectful. I see how I shouldn't have said that. That's not what I mean at all. I'm so sorry. Love me. He just turns around and is like, great, and like, okay, I love you. And we just go on, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was easy. Because I knew and understood what he needed. And I also have to swallow my pride, because my pride is saying, oh, I wasn't wrong. Because believe me, we can find a reason for anything. Okay, so this is a really fun one, and this is continue to create your story. So one of the most powerful tools a marriage has is that you have a story, you have history, you have fun memories, but your memories are also what you make them. So you can immediately tell how a couple is doing by how they talk about their significant other. If they're saying negative things, their view is probably negative. But I'm willing to guess that the first time you went out on a date with them, that's not what you were thinking. And when you got married, you probably weren't thinking they had all these negative qualities. If you did, then you're just dumb, and that's on you. But for the majority of us, we were making a good decision when we married our partner. For Blake and I, when we are on a date, we reminisce about the good memories. Just yesterday I was like, someday I can't wait to tell our kids about this instance or this or when that happened, or create your story. So remember all the positive things and the good qualities, and then in the current moment, focus on those. And how to do that is by being grateful. When your husband comes home and he brought you your favorite snack, say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is so sweet. This is so thoughtful. This means the world to me. When he takes out the trash, even if that's the expectation, be so thankful that he took out the trash. Say, thank you so much for taking care of me, for taking out the trash. That means the world. Talk about your future and plan for your future and get excited about your future. Blake and I always kind of talk about when we see kids, we're like, oh, it's so cute, and someday we're gonna have a little kid, and maybe he's gonna have your hair, your eyes, or your nose. Laugh easily and often. So I don't know about you, but when I'm laughing easily and often, I'm happy and I'm enjoying my time, and the people that are with me are probably enjoying their time more. And my laughing is strained, or it's harder for me to find things funny when I'm tired or upset or harboring resentment. What really solved that for me was doing the things that were pleasurable, that I desired every day. When you're complaining, in your mind, you're just strengthening those connections to negative thoughts about your person. And that's so unhealthy. And then that's all you're thinking about. And your person is only hearing your side, so they're probably on your side, and they're like, oh, this person sounds terrible. Well, they're not. Obviously, you married them. Don't just nag on your person. If you have an issue, say, hey, this is something I'm dealing with. I need solutions. What do you think I should do? Or is this even something that I should be worried about? Let them help you. But it should never be bashing your person. Just, when you brag on your person, you just feel so good about them. And also, I mean, Blake's incredible. And the fact that he loves me makes me feel really good, because he's such an amazing person that I'm like, oh my goodness, he chose me to marry out of everyone? Like, it makes you feel so good and special. With communication, do communicate, but be careful what you're communicating and how you communicate. So think about, first of all, think about A, if you're trying to control the person, because that's not okay. Think about B, are you being respectful? Because if you're not, no. And C, think about how much power do you have over this? If it's not you, you don't have power over it. So trust them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.